Hey there YouTube, I'm Joe, you're watching my channel Ink&Iron, and I apologize for any background noise. My cats are walking around and I got people doing stuff around the house today. So this is a quick first impressions of the Leatherman Squirt PS4. I received a comment a couple of weeks ago that was like, hey Joe, you should review a PS4. So I went on eBay and was like, hey, has the TSA confiscated a bunch of these? Yes they have. Shipped to my door, this was like 22 or 23 bucks, so quite a deal on this little guy. I want to just open it up, take a cursory glance at the tools, and compare it to some other stuff I've got lying around. So first thing I notice is this interesting sort of pattern on here on the handles. You can see this like semicircular height change that's happening. I'm not exactly sure why that happens. I do know that this handle over here is slightly thicker than this one, so it might have something to do with that. It does seem to be symmetrical on the other side, so this might be allowing for the fatter handle to feel a little bit closer to the slimmer one on this side. I did get a blue one. This was previously owned, obviously confiscated by TSA, so it has a little bit of a battle-worn finish already. Yeah, here is the mechanism. Reminds me a lot of, let me pull in. This is the Leatherman, what is this, C-Style CS. The mechanism is very similar to this for the spring-loaded pliers. However, on the scissors-based tool, it seems to lock it in the open position, and the pliers one, you have a little bit more free rein to kind of, probably to get around bolts and to turn them. So it's an interesting little observation right off the bat. It does appear to have soft wire cutters. No hard wire cutters in there. It is technically needle nose, although it's kind of a blunt tip. It does seem to come together nicely. Have not tried to pluck hairs with it, but I bet it would. Nothing down here. This notch is just for the spring-loaded mechanism to interact with, so it does have a little bit of like a crunchy sound to it. Oh, look at that. Maybe needs a little lubrication too. It did come a little bit dirty, and I did start cleaning it up, but looks like it needs a little more attention. So that'll be interesting. We'll explore that more in the full review. Here's a, whoops, turns this way. Here's a file. This does feel pretty good. I was cleaning this up last night. I noticed a single cut pattern on this side, a single cut on the edge, which is awesome. Means you can cut through little nails and small pieces of metal with it, and then double cut on the backside. So this looks like a real winner of a file on such a small tool. For comparison's sake, let's bring in the worst file that I know of, which is Gerber Dimes Phillips Driver file combo that is interfered with by the bottle opener. Like, I don't know how you're supposed to file freaking anything with this in the way. So yeah, totally night and day on these designs here. So I know that that's probably going to be a win, a pretty easy victory for the PS4 here. On the other side, have a plain edge blade. This is Scandinavian grind basically, and then a single bevel on this other side. So it comes to quite a thin edge. Have not touched it up or anything. Let me see if it shaves hair. No, it doesn't feel like it. Doesn't look like it. So it'll need some touching up to really perform adequately. That being said, it looks like a decent blade profile, and I'm sure it'll come in handy. The small tool blades are never as useful as the big ones, in my opinion. This is kind of a tight little nail nick here for the scissors. Little tiny scissors. They don't open very wide. At least they don't sit against the spring very wide. So, you know, just for nipping threads and little chores, I think they're going to be, could probably be a serviceable nail cutter, but I'm not going to test that in this video. The nail nick is pretty good. Once you get in there, you can pull it out. I think these could be a little bit more accessible though for people who don't have nails. Oh, look at that. I'm able to fail to close them because I can walk the handle out. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. What else do we have on here? Ooh, that's hard to pull out. Little tiny Phillips Driver. Looks a hell of a lot like the one on the dime, if I'm being honest. But it doesn't have a file on it, so that's nice. Glad they didn't try to multitask here. Yeah, tapered, so it's not gonna grip very well. I'm sure it works like Leatherman's, two-dimensional drivers tend to. Little bottle opener here, have not tested that, but will probably work. Might add it to my bottle opener video. And then a flat bladed driver. This is about a medium size. And yeah, fairly simple little tool set on here. There is a lanyard attachment point that I actually tucked away in here. Let me untuck it for you. Grab the tweezers out of my style and we can untuck it. There we go. So it rotates around freely, which is kind of odd, and there's no way to lock it in. It just, at best, you can seat it between the little, handle ends here and keep it stationary, but it's always free to move, which is kind of odd. Pretty thin. I don't think you're getting paracord in there. At least I know I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, so limited lanyard capability. I just kind of tucked mine away because I'm not really a lanyard guy. And that is kind of a nice feature. I like that this thing can actually hide away if you don't want to use it. And it doesn't seem to interfere with the knife blade. So that's a bonus. Yeah, Leatherman Squirt PS4, tiny little pliers-based multi-tool. Looking forward to the full review. Alright, I've been Joe. You've been watching Ink&Iron. Thank you for joining me for more multi-tool stuff. Pocket knives, fountain pens, EDC gear. Stick around, subscribe to the channel, because I've got more stuff coming. Alright, thanks. Have a good one. Bye.